Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Barakahak Wadash, Barakathum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who ruled and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure unto the end. This is the brother Ra'aya coming at you with another lesson. And, at first I thought this was, a fake image, but this is an image, Nero 47, Donald J. Trump posted onto his, his Twitter account. As you can see, they're sitting in the Oval Office. You got him at the head chair, and then you've got, different leaders of the EU nations, standing across from him. But what do we got in the background? You see a map with the United States. You got the United States flag over Venezuela, over Canada, over Greenland. Pretty much just showing, look, this is a territory that we're going to make part of the United States of America. And, this is just indicative of Esau Edom's nature, according to the scriptures. He is a proud man that doesn't keep at home and taketh people's lands, resources, even identities, which was started off in Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm going to read verses 4-5. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Because Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is wicked from the womb. As it says in Psalms 58, verse 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. Verse 5, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine. And that's talking about the different philosophies Esau pushes, democracy or demonocracy, capitalism, socialism, communism, feminism, the alphabet, coalition, et cetera, which we can see are not conducive ways to, run a society or conducive ways to live by. Everybody is just completely jacked up out here. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. And, hell goes into the grave, which, hey, the grave is never satisfied with people, constantly dying. So it's relating that to Esau's desire. He has an insatiable appetite to conquer and take everything. Here, Esau, he's been given control of the planet, right now, according to prophecy. But what? That's not enough for him. The elites are getting ready to what? Put, micro C-hips in everybody so they can just further have you under their control. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Which, let's go back to that image. His desire is as hell and as death, and he cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And, Nero 47, I gotta say, he is the embodiment of Esau Edom and the way he moves, going to other people's places, taking their stuff, taking their leaders, and constantly threatening military action against them. All for what? To make America great again. But again, just Esau Edom showing himself who he is, and the scriptures, further, exposing him by his characteristics. But now let's go to Habakkuk chapter 1. I'm going to read verses 6-10. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. And, you had the ancient Neo-Babylonians, which the Chaldeans were pretty much like the ruling class within it. And America is spiritually known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures, that virgin daughter of Babylon, Mystery Babylon in Revelation 17. So this can also relate to them. But as it said, which march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. Look at what happened with Venezuela recently. They took, President Nicolas Maduro, which you just don't hear about that in the news anymore. And now Nero 47 also posted something, an image showing himself as the acting president of Venezuela. And he said that, America is going to look over the oil until they get back on their feet. Complete madness. And then you've got this whole situation with Greenland talking about buying them out and, also threatening military force. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And hey, Esau's blessing, one of his blessings was the sword, and he hasn't been bearing it in vain. And again, with that situation with Venezuela, hey, their horses did move very swiftly with that military operation. They used those sonic weapons to disrupt Maduro's bodyguards, which I believe were around 100 men or so. And then a few Black Hawks came in and dropped down 20 Delta Force operators who were putting them down, and got in there, got Maduro, and got out swiftly. And their horsemen shall spread themselves. Hey, how many military bases does the U.S. have across the planet? I think it's around 800 and something, or 700 and something. So hey, he's definitely spread his horsemen around. And their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. And all throughout the scriptures, Esau is related to, as an eagle. Just go to the book of Obadiah, that eagle who lifted himself up and set his nest among the stars. Verse 9, they shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. They shall scoff at the kings, and princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it. And you can clearly see with the way Nero 47's moving, he's scoffing at these kings or different heads of state, giving them nicknames like Rocket Man for Kim Jong-un of North Korea. The threats he makes towards, the Iranians, which even with that, I just saw some information about how the U.S. military has all their assets in place over in that region, and they've already marked all their targets for a possible strike against Iran soon, which, Abaratazah, that takes place. And he even scoffs at his own allies, and they're a scorn unto him. Again, back at this image, this is a complete, mockery of the different EU leaders. You got Trump sitting at the head, them sitting here with pens and notepads taking notes, and pretty much him saying, look, we're going to take these places. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Yeah. Let's go to Micah chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 1. And, the header reads, woe or destruction to the oppressors. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And, Esau is always working his schemes behind the scenes and puts out a lot of distractions to keep people thrown off from his plans. The Epstein files, the riots going on in Minnesota right now, all that stuff. While at the same time, preparing for military operations against Iran, threatening Greenland, the further militarization of, ICE, all these things. And then when it's light, like a thief in the night, hey, he enacts it on you people. And, again, with that Venezuela situation, everybody thought he wasn't being serious when he was talking about, taking over Venezuela or going after Nicolas Maduro. But just like that, in the dead of night, they went, got Maduro, and got his ass out of there. So Nero 47 has got people on edge out here because, hey, I can't take that from him. Hey, he's a devil that talks a lot of shit, but he's been backing up all the shit he's been talking. Hey, he definitely looks to be that cruel lord and that fierce king set over Egypt in Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4. And that is speaking of, spiritual Egypt, as pursuant to Revelation 11, verse 8. America, verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. Hey, that's Esau's MO. Just look at America itself. It belonged to the Gadites, the so-called Native Americans, who were, the tribe of Israel. And what? Those colonizers came over here and through great robbery and murder took the land and put them onto reservations. And again, Venezuela. And now, a looming situation with Greenland. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage. And, Esau Edom is not going to stop until Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai takes him out of the way, which we can see we are getting closer and closer to that with all these end times prophecies, quickly coming to their fulfillment. We just need that micro C-hip implant to be rolled out and mandatorily implemented, which, that's looking to be right around the corner. I just saw that, silver broke $100 an ounce. And I think gold is around, $5,000 an ounce, which is indicative of what? The U.S. dollar losing its purchasing power, which the elites want to bring about that great reset, to bring about that digital currency and ultimately have everybody have a micro C-hip implant in them, the mark of the BEAST in Revelation 13, verses 16 to 18. But now I'm going to close it out in Genesis chapter 27. I'm going to read verses 38 to 40. Because like I've been saying throughout the video, this is Esau's spirit to go to other people's lands and take their stuff and then just, pretty much say, look, now that it's mine, it's always going to be mine and there's nothing you can do about it. This goes back to his blessing that he would receive, for a time to do these things. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And, this was after Jacob had supplanted, the blessing to the kingdom of heaven, from Esau. Verse 39, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. It was given into Esau's hand for a time to, have control over the planet and the resources on it. Going to Job chapter 9, verse 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Hence why Esau has been able to be that proud man that neither keepeth at home, but goeth into other places and takes their lands and heapeth unto him nations and peoples. And how did he do it? By his other blessing, verse 40, and by thy sword, his military might, shalt thou live. Him having those swift horsemen that he spread everywhere. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So, again, going back to this picture, hey, the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above, and he would live by his sword to take these things. Well, we are damn near at the end of Esau's rulership. Hey, America is gonna, along with the state of Israel, are gonna foment and get dragged into World War III. Nuclear missiles are gonna be fired, which are gonna hit the United States of America and completely wipe it off the face of the earth. And Yahushua, the Son of the Most High, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus, is going to make his second coming to save the elect of the nation of Israel and, put that final nail in the coffin of Esau, Edom's rulership. So, hey, to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there, we are truly living in beautiful times, and we just got to hang on. We're almost home. So that's it with this video. With this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwat were edified. I'm going to say a Baba Bol, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shabbat Shalom.